Welcome to Truman's Town Hall with your host, Matt Truman.
Hey, everybody. What's going down? I sure hope this podcast finds you all fine people well. If you like what you hear, subscribe on iTunes, Spreaker, YouTube, SoundCloud, and I think Stitcher. So anybody can download this podcast and subscribe so you don't miss an episode. This episode is brought to you by me. That's right. I'm bringing this episode to you free of charge, so share it with a friend. It doesn't cost you nothing but a little talkie. You could stop by the Facebook page at Truman's Town Hall Podcast. Share it with your buds there or your gals. Or you could go on Twitter. We're at True Podcast, Truman's Town Hall. We're over there. Like our pages and share it. Thank you. I really appreciate it. And if you have time, reviews help as well. Okay, so today's show, we're going to talk about House Bill 585, introduced by your Representative Michael Haney. House Bill 585 is a gun control bill, and we'll go all over that. Then we'll get into a little bit of what's going on in Heber Heights City Council. Then we may end up talking about some stuff happening at the federal level. House Bill 585 was introduced by Michael Haney. He's a Republican, District 40. If you live in Heber Heights, he is your state house representative. Okay. The bill was introduced April 5th of 2018, and it was referred to committee on April the 10th. There is a video on our Facebook page, and you can watch the first 30 minutes, 35 minutes, give or take, of the testimony from this bill. I encourage you, if you are interested in gun control legislation, either way, watch that testimony. It's really all you need to know about the bill being introduced. I don't believe even Mr. Haney knows what he has introduced. What it sounds like and what a lot of people are saying is that Governor Kasich gave these ideas to Mr. Haney to deliver. Mr. Haney is not eligible to run again in the House, so he's considered a lame duck congressman. Now, and that's not a bad word, that's just what they say for those who are listening and aren't familiar with politics. So I like to explain things like that. Anyway, let's go over to Truman's Town Hall Podcast on Facebook. The video is there. It is also on, I believe it's Ohio Gun Owners. It's on their Facebook page as well. So, but go to ours because we shared it there too. And like our page. It was introduced on April the 5th, and then Congressman Haney went to the committee to introduce the bill. Then he was questioned. So I want to make that clear. After his testimony, he let you know what the bill's about, a summary, if you will. Then he's questioned by the other congressmen who are sitting on the commission or the committee. I have done quite a bit of research on House Bill 585. And one thing that really stood out was Buckeye Firearms Association. Their website is buckeyefirearms.org. If you go there, check it out. They have a whole list of why they strongly oppose House Bill 585. They call it the Kasich gun control. On the Buckeye Firearms Association, it's a real good write-up of why they oppose this bill. They go line by line, or for their opposition. Is it a perfect write-up? No, but it's pretty good. They talk about how this bill merely mirrors the federal definitions of things, like machine gun. armor-piercing ammunition. One thing I did not read on Buckeye Firearms is a portion of the bill allows the government to take firearms from a number of people. We'll go through what this bill allows in a minute, but it allows the firearms to be taken without being proven guilty of a crime. Okay? A judge can issue a search warrant, but it does not mean you are guilty of the crime. They can confiscate things, I know, for evidence, but if someone reports you, takes along with them a few witnesses, and somehow the judge issues a confiscate order, because that's what they're doing. They're going to go to these homes and confiscate weapons. Not to mention, we'll get to the felony issue here in a minute. But what are these police departments going to do when they go to a home to confiscate a weapon? Do you think they're just going to walk up in plain clothes, or just walk up, knock on the door, hey, we're here to take your... No. That's not going to happen. These are going to be early morning raids into homes because it's dangerous. Who's to say there won't be a Ruby Ridge or multiple Ruby Ridge type incidents happening around Ohio because in the middle of the night someone thinks their home is being broken into and they're proficient with firearms? The felony issue. If this law is passed, any felony will be grounds for confiscation of firearms. Any felony. And I know felonies are not good. Okay? I don't have a felony myself. I don't intend to commit a crime. Buckeye Firearms writes that theft of something stolen over $1,000, that's a felony. Public indecency, that's a felony. Your buddies are out. You're having a couple of beers. The designated driver stops because one of you is about to relieve themselves, and you are on the side of a country road and a policeman pulls up and you're busted for public indecency. Gambling, although the state saw fit to put out a bunch of casinos, but gambling's a felony. Obstructing official business, who decides that? Bribery, perjury, all felonies. This is in the Buckeye Firearms description. Look, they're not good. Those crimes are not good, especially if you're proven guilty on them. These are non-violent crimes. Do you lose your rights for making mistakes? And a lot of times, people that happen to do this make mistakes. It happens. It's not right. It doesn't make it right. Mistakes are learned from, though. A lot of us learn from our stupid mistakes. So I asked this question: what happened to when we talk about criminal justice? We talk about rehabilitation. So if we make a mistake, and down the line we fix ourselves up, and we're good members of society, and BFA also says other fundamental rights, such as the right to vote, are automatically restored under Ohio law. But gun rights won't be. You can vote, but you can't own a gun. Where does that make sense? What risk to the public is gambling? I don't know. There's another provision in there. Dishonorably discharged. What if you're dishonorably discharged because you went AWOL? What if your unit pushed it up? Absent without leave. you get court-martialed, you get discharged dishonorably. It's terrible. I am a veteran. I was honorably discharged from the Army. So I don't really look kindly on folks who are dishonorably discharged, but I don't know that should restrict their right to own a gun. I don't see the risk to the public there. Third-party transfers. Let's talk about that for a minute. If a friend of mine and I, we go to the gun range, I bring a pistol, I'm thinking about selling it. I let him shoot it. Man, he loves it. He's legal to own a gun. I'm legal to own a gun. But I can't sell it to him. Not with this bill, not with House Bill 585. You can't go to a gun show and see a guy walking around with a shotgun and say, hey, man, that shotgun's sweet. Let me, how much you want for it? $275. Really, $275? It's worth like $300. Yeah, I'm just trying to earn some money, take the family on a vacation. I have 2 of them. I don't know what the case may be. You can't. You won't be able to. Oh, I can give my shotguns down to my son. It's a gift. You'll be allowed to do that. These are the questions we have to ask. This is not a good bill. It's up to you to stop this bill. It's in committee now, went through the introduction phase and questioning. Will it go to the floor for a vote? Let's hope not. That's where you come in. Currently, in the 132nd General Assembly, there are 8 bills, House bills and Senate bills, that are dealing with different types of issues when it's related to guns. It's a hot topic. House Bill 142 is one of those. Repeal the Leo notification. If you are a concealed carry holder, you're aware that as soon as you're pulled over by the police for a traffic stop, you have to immediately let them know that you are carrying a pistol on your person. This bill came about around June 2011 when a Canton police officer, Daniel Harless, was caught on dash cam threatening to execute a concealed carry holder because they didn't immediately notify them. Yet on the video, you can look it up. On the video, he says, I tried, but you kept talking, and I was unable to get a word in edgewise. The fella ended up suing and won his lawsuit. Harless was later fired from the Canton Police Department, but he did receive $40,000 from the city of Canton for his resignation. How nice. This bill, House Bill 142, has several co-sponsors. Not one of them is Representative Haney. House Bill 201, Constitutional Carry, introduced by Ron Hood and Representative Tom Brinkman. Those guys seem to be pretty pro-Second Amendment, fellas. House Bill 228, Concealed Carry Modernization. That bill they say that it fixes many problems with CHL, including self-defense burden of proof. So hopefully you no longer have to prove that you were defending your life when someone intentionally breaks into your home and tries to harm your family. House Bill 233, decriminalize no gun zones. If on the premises you're asked to leave with a gun, how's anyone going to know you have a gun if you're carrying it concealed? But for some reason it comes into view and you're asked to leave, you have to leave. If you don't, then you get arrested. Now, if you're caught, you just simply go to jail. And we all know what happens in gun-free zones. They become soft targets for animals. In Texas, I have the right, and this is a new right here in Texas, to carry my weapon at school. I recently went back to school. I go to San Antonio College for a few classes. and I'm allowed to conceal carry.